In the late Eastern Han Dynasty, the government was corrupt and coupled with years of famine. The people's lives were very difficult. Liu Bei intended to save the people, and Zhang Fei and Guanyu were willing to work together with Liu Bei to achieve something. The three of them became familiar at first sight, and chose a peach orchard behind Zhang Fei's estate. At this moment, peach blossoms were in full bloom and the scenery was beautiful. Zhang Fei prepared sacrifices, burned incense for worship, and took the oath. Three people recognized their brothers by age. Liu Bei became his elder brother, Guanyu came second, and Zhang Fei became his youngest brother. In the late Eastern Han Dynasty, the government was corrupt and daring. In addition, years of famine have made the lives of the people very difficult. Zhang Jiao, a Zulu native, was originally a failed scholar. He saw that the people resented the government and wanted to gather a crowd to rebel. So he founded the Taiping Road. Recruit believers under the guise of giving people talismans and treating their illnesses. After more than a decade, Taiping Road has recruited 100,000 people in present-day Hebei, Shandong, Henan, Hubei, Jiangsu, and Hui and other places. So, Zhang Zhao and his brothers Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao prepared for an uprising. They agreed on a day for believers from all over the country to attack the officers and soldiers, because they wear yellow scarf as logos. They are called the Yellow Scarf Army. In a few days, people from all over the country wore yellow scarf and followed Zhang Zhao's uprising. With a total of 400,000 to 500,000 people, the momentum was very strong, and officers and soldiers fled when they saw it. At this time, Emperor Ling Liuhong only enjoyed himself in the palace, and national affairs were handled by 10 people including eunuchs Zhang Rang, Zhao Zhang, Feng Zhu, and Duan Jia. These 10 people are usually greedy and lawless, and the common people hate them very much. When the news of the Yellow Scarf Army uprising reached Luoyang, Emperor Ling became panicked. General He Jin requested the emperor to issue an order for the defenders in various regions to intensify their defense. Then, he sent Zhonglang General Zuzi, Huang Nansong, and Zhu Jun to lead elite troops and divide multiple routes to suppress the rebellion. The governor of Yuzhou, Liu Yan, heard that Zhang Zhao's troops were planning to attack the territory of Yuzhou. He quickly convened the colonel, Xiangjing, to discuss countermeasures. Xiangjing said, "The enemy's army is strong, and our troops are weak. We should recruit soldiers as soon as possible to deal with the enemy." Liu Yan then wrote a notice and sent people to various counties to recruit. The announcement arrived in Zhuaxian, introducing a hero. This person is Liu Bei, with the courtesy name Zhuande. He has a gentle temperament, outstanding appearance, ambitious goals, and loves to make friends with heroes from all over the world. Due to his poor family background, he makes a living by selling grass shoes and mats. That day he came to the city to see the notice. After reading the notice, Liu Bei sighed deeply. Suddenly, someone beside him loudly said, "What's the use of just sighing when a real man doesn't contribute to the country?" Liu Bei turned around and saw that this person was 6 feet tall, with a leopard head, round eyes, steel whiskers all over his face, a voice like a big bell, and a momentum like a galloping horse. Liu Bei quickly approached and asked for his name. The person replied, "My name is Zhang Fei. My courtesy name is Yide. I am a local and do some business selling wine and slaughtering here. I love to make friends with heroes from all over the world. Why did you sigh at the announcement just now?" Liu Bei said, "I am a relative of the emperor of the Eastern Han Dynasty, and my name is Liu Bei. My ancestors served as Marquis of Zhuoluding, but due to not submitting enough tribute, I was stripped of my title and settled here. Currently, there is great chaos in the world, and I intend to save the people. I hate my lack of strength, so I can only sigh." Upon hearing this, Zhang Fei excitedly said, "I have some property wrapped around my house that I can use to recruit soldiers and work together with you. What do you think?" Liu Bei was very happy and went to a restaurant with Zhang Fei to drink and chat. While the two were enjoying a drink in the restaurant, a big man was seen pushing a small cart and stopping at the entrance. He walked in to greet the staff. Liu Bei looked at him. He was 9 feet tall, with a long beard on his face, a bright red complexion, and a pair of red phoenix eyes. His appearance was very majestic. Liu Bei quickly got up and invited him over to drink together, and asked for his name. The person said, "My name is Guanyu. My courtesy name is Yunchan, and I am from Hedong. Due to the bullies in the village, I beat them in a fit of anger. So I fled to another town for 5 or 6 years." Liu Bei admired him very much and told him his own thoughts. After hearing this, Guanyu was very happy and willing to work together with Liu Bei and Zhang Fei on a career. After drinking, they went to Zhang Fei's estate together to discuss. Arriving at the estate, there is a peach orchard inside. The peach blossoms in the garden are already in full bloom, shining red and green. And the scenery is beautiful. Zhang Fei said, "Since the three of us share the same aspiration, why not go to this peach orchard tomorrow to pray to heaven and earth, and form brothers with different surnames?" Liu Bei and Guanyu both agreed. The next day, Zhang Fei prepared green cows and white horses as sacrifices, and the three of them came to peach orchard together to burn incense for worship and take an oath. After taking the oath, the three of them recognized their brothers according to their age. Liu Bei, who was older, became the eldest brother, Guanyu came second, and Zhang Fei, who was the youngest, became the younger brother. After the sacrifice was completed, some wine and meat were prepared, and more than 300 young and middle-aged people from the village were invited to wrap themselves in peach orchard and drink. A few days later, they had collected some weapons, but still lacked horses. While in a difficult situation, suddenly the estate butler reported that several merchants, along with their companions, were driving a group of horses to the estate. Liu Bei, Guanyu, and Zhang Fei quickly went out to greet them. Originally, these guests were wealthy merchants from Jiangshan County. One was Zhang Shiping and the other was Sushuang. Every year, they went to the north to sell horses, but due to poor roads recently, they had to return. Liu Bei invited them to the estate, set up a banquet to warmly entertain them, and informed them of his wishes. A few merchants agreed and offered to give them 50 good horses, 500 taels of gold and silver, and 1,000 pounds of high-quality iron. Liu Bei is very grateful. Liu Bei saw off the merchants and immediately urged the blacksmith to craft weapons. Liu Bei crafted a set of double-edged swords. Yu crafted an 80-pound King Long Guanyu blade. Zhang Fei crafted an 8-young snake spear, and each person also crafted a suit of armor. They gathered more than 500 brave soldiers from the village to form a team and marched grandly to Zhuo County. When they arrived in Zhuo County, they first met with Colonel Xiangjing, who then led them to meet Liu Yan. Liu Bei mentioned his background, and it was only then that Liu Yan realized that Liu Bei was a relative of the same clan. So he recognized Liu Bei as his nephew. A few days later, Liu Yan heard that General Cheng Yuanzi of the Yellow Turban Army was leading his troops to attack Zhuo County. He ordered Xiangjing, Liu Bei, Guanyu, and Zhang Fei to lead 500 men and horses to face the battle. Liu Bei led his troops to the foot of Daxing Mountain and ran into Cheng Yuanzi's army. Both sides set up their formations and Liu Bei went out to face each other, with Guanyu on the left and Zhang Fei on the right, charging towards the opponent's front to challenge. Cheng Yuanzi dispatched Vice General Deng Mao to confront him, while Zhang Fei, holding a snake spear, approached and fought against him. After a few rounds, Zhang Fei stabbed Deng Mao off his horse with just one spear. Cheng Yuanzi angrily waved his sword, mounted his horse, and headed straight to kill Zhang Fei. Upon seeing it, Guanyu immediately rode out on horseback and swung his sword at Cheng Yuanzi, then slashed at him. Cheng Yuanzi was caught off guard and was cut in two with a single sword. The Yellow Turban Army saw the death of their main general and fled one after another. Liu Bei led his troops to chase after him for a while and won a great battle. Liu Yan heard that Liu Bei had returned victorious and personally went out of the city to reward the soldiers. At this moment, Qingzhou was surrounded, and Governor Gong Jing sent someone to seek help from Liu Yan. Liu Yan then discussed with Liu Bei. Liu Bei said, "I led my troops to rescue." Liu Yan ordered Xiangjing to lead 5,000 soldiers. Along with Liu Bei, Guanyu, and Zhang Fei, to rescue Qingzhou. The Yellow Turban Army saw reinforcements coming and divided half of their troops to fight against Liu Bei. The two sides engaged in a fierce battle. Liu Bei retreated 30 miles and set up camp because his troops were too weak to win. That night, Liu Bei and Guanyu, as well as Zhang Fei, discussed and said, "The enemy has many soldiers and can only win with wisdom." Therefore, Liu Bei ordered Guanyu and Zhang Fei to each lead 1,000 men and horses to ambush on both sides of the mountain. The next day, Liu Bei and Xiangjing led their troops, beating drums and shouting as they advanced. The Yellow Turban Army also surrounded after seeing it. The two armies fought for a while, and Liu Bei pretended to be defeated and retreated backwards. The Yellow Turban Army took advantage of the situation to pursue and meet. As soon as they crossed the mountain peak, Liu Bei's army suddenly started beating drums and gongs. Guanyu and Zhang Fei, who were lurking on both sides, led their soldiers to rush out of the position together. At this moment, Liu Bei's team also turned around to counterattack. The Yellow Turban Army was attacked on 3 sides and could not resist, so they quickly retreated backwards. He was chased all the way to the bottom of Qingzhou city, and the prefect Gongjing also led troops out of the city to assist in the battle. The Yellow Turban Army suffered a major defeat, and the encirclement of Qingzhou was thus lifted. After Gongjing rewarded the army, Xiangjing prepared to lead the troops back. Liu Bei heard that Zuzi was fighting with Zhang Zhao's troops in Guangzong city. As Zuzi was his former teacher, he, along with Guanyu and Zhang Fei, went to Guangzong to support Zuzi. Upon arriving in the army of Shuzi saw Liu Bei and was very happy to say, "Wang Fusong and Zhu Jun are fighting against Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao in Yingchuan. You can lead the original troops, and I will send you another 1,000 soldiers to inquire about the news in Yingchuan. At the same time, I will arrange a date with them to attack together." Liu Bei accepted the order and led his troops to Yingchuan overnight. At this time, Wang Fusong and Zhu Jun were fighting against the Yellow Turban Army. The Yellow Turban Army had suffered several defeats in a row and retreated to the vicinity of Changsha, setting up camp. But they didn't expect that the camp was surrounded by reeds and wild grass, and they needed to be prepared against enemy fire attacks. Sure enough, that night his camp was set on fire by Wang Fusong and Zhu Jun everywhere. And then Wang Fusong and Zhu Jun led their troops to launch a fierce attack. The barracks of the Yellow Turban Army were engulfed in flames, and the soldiers were reluctant to fight and fled in all directions. The battle lasted until dawn, with Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao leading the defeated soldiers and collapsing everywhere. They suddenly met a group of people and horses on their escape route, waving red flags and blocking their way. The leader was a soldier who was 6 feet tall, with thin eyes and long beards. His name was Cao Cao and his courtesy name was Meng Di. The people of Peiguo County originally had the surname Xiao, but he changed his surname because his father had adopted eunuch Cao Teng. Cao Cao was promoted to the rank of cavalry captain due to the uprising of the Yellow Turban Army. He led his troops to Yingchuan to assist in the battle, but coincidentally met Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao and stopped them in a big battle. Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao had no intention of fighting. Leading their soldiers to retreat, Cao Cao seized many war flags, golden drums, and horses. After paying respects to Wang Fusong and Zhu Jun, Cao Cao immediately led troops to chase after Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao. Wang Fusong and Zhu Jun were returning from their retreat when they encountered Liu, Guan, and Zhang leading their troops to arrive. Wang Fusong asked about their purpose and said, "Zhang Liang and Zhang Bao have already fled. They must have gone to Guangzong to seek refuge with Zhang Zhao. Xuande had better hurry back overnight to help Zuzi." Liu Bei received the order and then led his men and horses back to Guangzong. Halfway through, he saw a group of military horses escorting a prisoner's carriage over. Liu Bei stepped forward and saw that all the prisoners in the prisoner's carriage were Zuzi, which surprised him greatly. He quickly dismounted and asked for the reason. Zuzi said, "Due to a shortage of military provisions, I did not pay a bribe to eunuch Zuofeng who came to inspect the military situation." Zuofeng was very angry and reported to the court. saying that I did not fight against the enemy and neglected military morale. Therefore, he sent Dong Zhuo to replace me and escort me to the capital for trial. Upon hearing these words, Zhang Fei was already so angry that his eyes widened. He drew his sword and was about to kill the escorting officers and soldiers rescuing Zhu Zi. Liu Bei hurriedly intervened, but Zhang Fei refused to stop, causing the officers and soldiers to drag the prisoner's cart and flee for their lives. Guan Yuxin was also very angry, so he said to Liu Bei, "Zhu Zi has been arrested, with Dong Zhuo as the new general. Even if we join him in the past, he will not value us. It's better to go back to our hometown first." Liu Bei listened to his words and returned to Zhuo County together. After walking for less than 2 days, Liu Bei, Guanyu, and Zhang Fei suddenly heard shouts of killing behind the hillside. They rode horses to the hillside to take a look. They saw the officers and soldiers suffering defeat, and the Yellow Turban Army came chasing after them from all over the mountains and fields. With the words General of Heaven written on the military flag, Liu Bei said, "This is Yongzhou. Let's quickly face it." 3 people immediately led the army and rushed forward at lightning speed. At this moment, Zhang Jiao was causing a great defeat to Dong Zhuo. He took advantage of the situation and chased after him, but was intercepted by 3 people and rushed to kill him. The team was in chaos, and the enemy retreated one after another. Liu, Guan, and Zhang repelled Zhang Jiao, rescued Dong Zhuo, and returned to the military camp together. As they were about to arrive at the military camp, Dong Zhuo asked the 3 of them about their official positions, and Liu Bei said, "We haven't held any official positions before." Upon hearing this, Dong Zhuo immediately showed a very arrogant expression and dismounted into the camp, ignoring the 3 of them and keeping them outside. Zhang Fei suddenly became angry and said, "We risked our lives in a bloody battle to save this guy, but he treated us like this. If we don't kill him, it's hard to dispel my resentment." He pulled out his knife and was about to enter the tent to kill Dong Zhuo. Liu Bei and Guanyu quickly stepped forward to stop him. "If I don't kill this guy, I won't be willing to obey his orders instead," Zhang Fei said with a thud. After Zhang Fei finished speaking, he turned around and quickly ran over. He quickly mounted his horse and wanted to walk alone. Liu Bei and Guanyu hurriedly chased after to comfort. Zhang Fei heard that Liu Bei and Caillou were willing to go with him, which calmed his anger, so 3 people led their troops and went overnight to seek refuge with Xu Jun. Arriving at Xu Jun's military camp, Xu Jun entertained them and kept them in the camp, waiting for his call. At this time, Zhang Bao led an army of 8,090 Yellow Turban soldiers stationed behind the mountains. Xu Jun ordered Liu Bei to be the vanguard and fight against Zhang Bao. Zhang Bao sent Vice General Gao Xing to challenge, while Liu Bei sent Zhang Fei to face the enemy. The 2 fought for several rounds, and Zhang Fei stabbed Gao Sheng off his horse with a spear. Liu Bei immediately commanded his men and horses to take advantage of the situation and charge over. But the Yellow Turban Army had a strong force, and after several attempts, they did not charge over. Instead, they were counterattacked by Zhang Bao and suffered a defeat. The next day, Zhang Bao waved the flag and beat the drums, leading his men and horses to attack Liu Bei again. Liu Bei pretended to be invincible and retreated backwards. Zhang Bao again chased over the mountain, when suddenly he heard a cannon sound. Guanyu and Zhang Fei each led a team and suddenly shot out of the valley. Liu Bei and Xu Jun also turned around to charge. The Yellow Turban Army couldn't resist, scattered and fled in all directions, and Zhang Bao also fled in chaos. Liu Bei saw the banner of General of Hell and chased after him. With a flying horse, he aimed an arrow at Zhang Bao and hit him right in the left arm. Zhang Bao endured the pain and hid in Yangcheng, tightly closing the city gate and no longer engaging in battle. Xu Jun ordered to surround Yangcheng and launch a full-scale attack. At this time, the court called Huang Fusang to replace Dong Zhuo because he had been defeated in battles. When Huang Fusang took office, Zhang Jiao had already died of illness. Zhang Liang led his subordinates to fight against Wang Fusang in Quyang. The two armies fought for several rounds in a row, and Zhang Liang was killed. Some of his subordinates also fled. Wang Fusang returned to the capital, and was conferred the title of General of Chariots and Cavalry by the court. Serving as the supervisor of Jizhou, Cao Cao also made military achievements, and was conferred the title of Jinan Prime Minister. Wang Fusang also proved that Zuzi was meritorious and innocent, and the court restored Zuzi's original position. Upon hearing the news that Wang Fusang had pacified Zhang Liang, Xu Jun took advantage of Zhang Bao's weak situation and urged the soldiers to attack Yangcheng with all their might. General Yan Zheng, a subordinate of Zhang Bao, saw the critical situation of the city defense and stabbed Zhang Bao to death before surrendering to Xu Jun. At this time, the court sent envoys to the camp of Xu Jun to convey orders, stating that there was another army of tens of thousands of yellow turban soldiers, led by Zhao Hong, Han Zhang, and Sun Zhang, attacking prefectures and counties in the Wancheng area. Xu Jun was asked to lead his troops to suppress them. Xu Jun divided his troops to surround Wancheng and cut off the food supply in the city. Han Zhang sent someone to request surrender, but Xu Jun refused. Liu Bei said to Xu Jun, "Since they are not allowed to surrender and the city is surrounded like an iron barrel, they will definitely die in battle. It's better to withdraw the people and horses from the southeast direction and attack the northwest corner. They must have no intention of fighting and will abandon the city and flee." Following Liu Bei's instructions, Xu Jun ordered the retreat of troops and horses from the southeast direction, and together they attacked the northwest direction. Han Zhang indeed led his troops to abandon the city and flee. Xu Zhengxing, Liu, Quan, and Zhang led a large army to pursue and killed Han Zhang with one arrow. When chasing the enemy, Zhao Hong and Sun Zhang led their men and horses to kill, and the two sides immediately engaged in a melee. Xu Jun saw Zhao Hong's fierce attack, and temporarily led his troops to retreat. Zhao Hong seized the opportunity and recaptured Wancheng. Xu Jun retreated to a place 10 miles away from the city, and was about to set up camp when he suddenly saw a team of people coming from the east, led by a general with a tiger-like physique and a bare waist. Xu Jun approached and asked for his name. Originally, this person's name was Sun Jian, with the courtesy name Wen Tai, from Fukin, Wujin. When he was 17 years old, he defeated dozens of pirates and was later recommended as a captain. Seeing the uprising of the Yellow Turban Army, he brought 1,500 elite soldiers to assist. Xu Jun was very happy and ordered to attack the city again. He asked Sun Jian to attack the south gate, Liu Bei to attack the north gate, he himself to attack the west gate, and the remaining east gate to let the Yellow Turban Army retreat. Sun Jian was very brave. He first climbed up the city wall and dispersed the defenders. Zhao Hong saw it and rode forward, raising his sword to stab Sun Jian with force. Sun Jian jumped up and grabbed the sword from Zhao Hong's hand, then stabbed Zhao Hong to death with his backhand. Then, Sun Jian jumped onto Zhao Hong's horse and charged back and forth in the city. Sun Zhang was very scared when he saw it, so he quickly led his troops and fled towards the north gate. Just escaped from the north gate and met Liu Bei head-on. Sun Zhang had no intention of fighting anymore and only led his men and horses to flee. Liu Bei raised his bow and fired arrows, while Sun Zhang hit the arrow and fell off his horse. Xu Jun led a large number of people and horses in pursuit from behind. The Yellow Turban Army suffered more than 10,000 casualties, while the rest fled in all directions. More than 10 counties in the Nanyang area have been pacified. Xu Jun led the victorious army back to the capital, and was conferred the title of General of Chariots and Cavalry. Xu Jun explained to the emperor the military achievements of Sun Jian and Liu Bei. Xu Jun has taken office. Sun Jian entrusted favor and was also appointed as an official, and happily took office. The remaining Liu Bei did not hear the news of the reward. After waiting for many days, there is still no reward. One day, Liu, Guan, and Zhang were walking on the street in a sullen mood. Coincidentally, he met Zhang Jun passing by in a car, and Liu Bei stepped forward to salute and recount his military achievements. Zhang Jun listened and also felt sorry for him. Zhang Gu reported to Emperor Ling as soon as he entered the court. In the past, the Yellow Turban Army rebelled because several eunuchs in the court were corrupt and unjust, causing harm to the people. Now they should be beheaded and apologize to the people of the world. Anyone who has made military achievements should be rewarded. Naturally, the world will become peaceful. Upon hearing these words, the eunuchs were both shocked and resentful. They all knelt down and said, "Zhang Jun is talking nonsense and deceiving your majesty." Emperor Ling always listened to the eunuchs and ordered Zhang Jun to be driven out of the palace. After retiring from the court, eunuchs gathered together to discuss whether they were the ones who had achieved meritorious service in defeating the Yellow Turban Army. They complained about them outside because they did not receive any rewards. Just send someone to register the names of these people and plan to temporarily give them some small officials. Soon, as expected, the imperial decree was issued and Liu Bei was appointed as the county magistrate of Anxi County in Zhongshan Prefecture, and he immediately took up his post. Upon receiving the imperial decree, Liu Bei dismissed the recruited soldiers and sent them back home, along with Guan and Zhang. He only brought more than 20 confidants to take office in Anxi County. After Liu Bei took office, he didn't bother the people at all. The common people were deeply moved, and even if they caught the thief, they would not be punished. They always gave good advice to persuade them. On weekdays, Liu Bei, Guan, and Zhang always eat together and are very friendly. After several months, the court issued a decree stating that anyone who had made military achievements and obtained official positions should be eliminated. Liu Bei looked at it and was very worried about himself. At this moment, the governor was about to go to Anxi to inspect the political achievements of each county. Liu Bei received the report and quickly went out of the city with Guan and Zhang to welcome him. 3 people stood at the city gate for a while. Before seeing the governor riding a horse, Liu Bei hurriedly stepped forward to bow. The governor raised the whip in his hand as a gesture of gratitude and headed into the city. Guan and Zhang looked on angrily. Liu Bei was afraid that the two of them would offend the governor, so he called them back and followed him to the government office. When they arrived at the government office, the governor sat high and facing south, waiting for Liu Bei to deliver the ceremony. However, Liu Bei stood respectfully at the foot of the steps, watching for the governor's orders. After a long time, the governor couldn't help but ask, "What is the background of Liu County Captain?" Liu Bei replied. Liu Bei is a descendant of King Jing of Zhongshan. He fought for 30 years, big and small, and finally had some small credit, which is why he obtained his current position. Unexpectedly, the governor lost his temper and loudly said, "You pretend to be a royal relative and falsely report your achievements. Now the court has issued an edict to eliminate you corrupt officials." Liu Bei dared not argue. Liu Bei returned to discuss with the county officials. The county official said, "The governor's authority is nothing more than a key bribe." Liu Bei said, "I have spared no harm to the people. How can I have any money to bribe him?" The next day, the governor summoned the county officials and forced them to slander Liu Bei for embezzlement of public funds. The county officials, thinking of Liu Bei's usual achievements towards the people, also earnestly pleaded for his mercy. Upon learning the news, Liu Bei went to the government several times to meet with the governor, but was stopped by the gatekeeper from entering. Zhang Fei was filled with anger over the matter of the governor. He drank a few glasses of wine at the hotel and rode his horse back to the county government office. Walking to the front door of the government, Zhang Fei saw 50 or 60 elderly people crying in pain. He felt strange and approached to inquire about the reason. Several elderly people replied, "The governor is pressuring county officials to frame County Captain Liu Bei. We have learned this news and have all come to plead for mercy. We don't want the gatekeeper to not let us in, but instead beat me up." Upon hearing this, Zhang Fei was so angry that his eyes widened and his teeth chattered. He immediately rolled off his horse and strode into the door. The gatekeeper stopped him and picked up the whip. Ready to hit him, Zhang Fei snatched the whip and punched the gatekeeper, causing him to fall several steps away. Zhang Fei rushed inside, and the governor sat in the hall, tying the county officials to the ground. He shouted loudly and went forward to arrest the governor. Before the governor could speak, Zhang Fei had already grabbed his hair and pulled him out. Zhang Fei pulled the governor until he reached the county seat. The common people heard about it and followed behind, applauding and cheering. Zhang Fei tied the governor to the stable, folded off the willow twigs, and vigorously whipped the governor's legs. A dozen or so willow branches were interrupted in a row, causing the governor to plead for mercy like a pig. Liu Bei heard the commotion in front of the yamen and came out to inquire. He was shocked to see Zhang Fei tying up the governor. As soon as the governor saw Liu Bei, he quickly begged, "Xuande, save my life." Liu Bei was actually a kind-hearted person and quickly dissuaded Zhang Fei. At this moment, Guanyu walked over and said, "My brother has made a lot of contributions and only became a small county magistrate. He still needs to be bullied by the governor. Now that bad people are in power, how can they tolerate our brothers? It's better to kill the governor, abandon his position and return to his hometown, and make long-term plans." Upon hearing this, Liu Bei took out the official seal of the governor's mansion and hung it around the governor's neck, rebuking him, saying, "You oppressed the people like you did. We should have killed you. Now let's leave your life. Return this official seal to you, and we will leave here from then on." Liu, Guan, and Zhang still left Anxi County with 20 confidants, the common people, feeling grateful for Liu Bei's. The governor was beaten up and very angry. When he returned, he reported this matter to the governor of Dingzhou. The governor sent a message to various places to arrest Liu Bei. After leaving Anxi County, Liu, Guan, and Zhang went to Dado to seek refuge with Liu Hu. Liu Hu knew that Liu Bei was a relative of the Han family, so he secretly kept them at home. At this time, Jiangzhu and Yangchun and Yuyang claimed to be emperors and generals, and gathered together to resist the court. The court appointed Liu Yu as the governor of Yuzhou and ordered him to lead troops to conquer. Upon hearing this news, Liu Hu wrote a letter pushing Liu Bei to Liu Yu. Liu Bei, along with Guanyu and Zhang Fei, came to meet Liu Yu. Liu Yu was very happy and appointed him as the captain to lead the troops to conquer Jiangzhu and Jiangchun. The troops arrived in Yuyang, and Liu, Guan, and Zhang fought against Jiangchun for several days, defeating him. Jiangchun had a violent temperament and, after being defeated, whipped his subordinates. The general under the command harbored a grudge and found an opportunity to assassinate him, leading his troops to surrender to Liu Bei. Liu Bei immediately led his troops to capture Jiangzhu. He rushed into the camp and saw that Jiangzhu had already committed suicide. From then on, the area around Yuyang was finally pacified. Liu Yu reported Liu Bei's merits and the court pardoned him from the crime of whipping the governor. Gongsun Zan reported Liu Bei's previous military achievements, and the court ordered him to be appointed as the magistrate of Pingyuan County. Liu Bei came to the plain and had some funds, food, and troops, gradually regaining his vitality.